Welcome back to Louisville Live this morning. Taking your phone calls right now, 502-276-2118. We're going to be taking some computer questions from you in a few minutes, but right now
it's the
boyfriend, girlfriend, you got some troubled kids at home. You got
The whole
a
Mars,
husband,
Venus
whole
thing.
family.
It's
Yes.
not going well. Dr. Eli is here. Don't be afraid to call.
The man with the answers.
502-276-2118. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's nice to see you guys
Good
both
to see
together
you.
now
I know.
after a couple weeks.
It's been good. I was on vacation for a while, then Craig, but we balance each other out that way. But we are both back.
We asked for emails in recent weeks too, and I want to get to an email. This one's Dr. Eli. I want to get to an email in just a minute. But how are things going as you get ready to start up the school year again?
Yeah, I'll be teaching again pretty soon at U of L at the Kent School, but lots of families, as we said earlier with the dietitian came in, they're establishing morning routines, getting ready.
Yes.
So school starts next week. You don't want to wait till Sunday or Monday night, the night before, to get back on the routine. So
Right.
lots of parents with their kids are coming in to kind of establish back, getting in the routine, knowing what to do. Because if someone is lagging, or even if the parents are not in communication about who's doing what and when, it creates a ripple effect throughout the whole family. Not a good way to start your
Kind of
morning.
like a fire drill,
Yeah.
do it ahead of time just to make sure everybody
Kinda
knows what to do.
simulating game conditions, right?
Right.
Hey, Dr. Eli, not only takes phone calls, but he also does emails. We have an anonymous one here that came in, which I think you've reflected on this with other conversations before. My boyfriend is angry all the time. He tells me that he feels inadequate at work, but all I see in him is being arrogant, and it takes everything out on me, he does. Sometimes I feel that he can get out of control, and we have a disagreement. When we have a disagreement, I love him, but I need him to take some responsibility for his own issues. Now, this is an anonymous one. Dr. Eli works confidentially, so tell us about this one. Is this a pattern you see in a lot of people?
Sure. Well, I always tell couples it's never one person's fault. No one is 100% of the blame. So if your boyfriend's blaming everything on you, that's probably an overstatement. Now, anger, we think of anger, some people think is a primary emotion. It's really not. It's like a smoke screen that men and women use to kind of cover up what's at stake, the more sensitive issues. And for a lot of men, it is kind of vulnerability, feeling lonely, insecure, and maybe about this gentleman, about his position at work. So maybe if he's attaching everything to work and things aren't going so well there, he's kind of venting on the person that's closest to him, but also the person that he feels like he can let that go with. But you can't show that angry side to everybody. You got to show what's underneath that, even if it's vulnerability, even if it's kind of fear or not knowing where you're standing at work or where you're at in life.
Taking your phone calls,
Okay.
502-276-2118, and your
call.
emails live at WBKI.TV.
We have a caller on the line now, Lou in Rineyville. Hi, Lou.
Hi.
Go ahead with your question for Dr. Eli.
Well, actually, the question before that, the anonymous one, was kind of the same kind of question that I had. The situation I'm in, only I'm married.
Okay.
Have been for almost 11 years. We haven't, between the military and working contract work for him, we've not even lived together 3 years.
Yeah.
So he's had some issues with job things and things like that, and came back last summer, and things kind of got really out of hand. And we've put a lot of time in it, and it's not that we have to have loved each other to be faithful and stay together this long. And I understand the vulnerabilities, like you said, for men with the job thing. And I knew that he was going to be in kind of a upset state. But there was a physical altercation that happened with me, and I had physical problems at the time. And it's been a while for me to try to forgive that. But and get over it, because I've never been a victim. I know that if I continue to let that happen, that's what's going to happen to me. And we're talking now, even though he's long distance, he's in another country, he's still working, but getting ready to come back. I wonder if you think that it's healthy for us to go into counseling and try to work on things, because this is something that I know where he comes from, how he grew up, how I grew up.
Okay, Lou, let's let Dr. Eli answer that question. We appreciate your call.
Lou.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, Lou, it's always healthy to go into therapy. We wouldn't want you to go into therapy with your husband if you were in an actively dangerous situation. When we talk about safety, we talk about three kinds. Physical safety, which is obviously, it sounds like you had one incident. Emotional safety, i.e., will my partner kind of hit below the belt? Will they go after these vulnerabilities that they know that I have? And three, this commitment safety. When there's a fight, is my partner going to bail at the first sign of trouble? So you need to make sure you're in a safe relationship first. And you could go to counseling or therapy and learn skills to fair fight, which we've talked about on the show before. And we'll actually, in a couple of weeks, I'll bring my colleague Becky Antle back and we'll give more examples of how to take a timeout the right way and fair fight. But yes, if your partner is willing and if this cycle of violence is not a repeated pattern and you feel safe enough to go, I think pursuing a therapy would be a good idea, especially with someone like myself or another licensed marriage and family therapy that also can deal with kind of the particulars of being in a military family.
Okay.
Well, Lou, again, you can give Dr. Eli a call. It's confidential, or you can email him and just say, hey, this is Lou. I saw you on Louisville Live this morning. If he can't help you, he will put you in the right direction. But I tell you, Dr. Eli does so much, Julie.
He does. He works with couples, low intimacy couples, conflictual and conflict avoidant couples, those recovering from infidelity, which I know is very common, unfortunately, struggling with infertility, blended families, co-parenting, all of these things. Give Dr. Eli a call, 749-8825. If you are struggling with any of these things, or as you've said so many times, Dr. Eli, before things get to that point.
A preemptive strike,
yes.
A preventative thing. And if I can't find someone, if I can't personally work with you, I will find one of my associates at the Kent School, one of the therapists in training at our many fine community mental health agencies in the Louisville area that I've trained, and we'll find something to work with you. So feel free to give me a call.
And if you live out in the state, he has relationships or connections with a lot of people throughout Kentucky and southern Indiana. So if someone like Lou can't come into Louisville, he'll point you in that right direction. You mentioned something when you started, Dr. Eli, back to school patterns. Any advice you have for people? Now's to start getting in those routines. Things are going to get hectic at home once you have to get up earlier than normal and summer's over.
Well, if you have a co-parent or someone that's helping you, whether you're married to them or not, raise the kids, you want to make sure you're on the same page with them. How is the routine going to work? How will we work together as co-parents, number one? And number two, after you're on the same page with that, you want to make sure your kids know what to expect. So both parents ideally sit down, talk to the kids about, okay, the morning routine, what's going to happen after school, so that you have a good idea, not only you as the parent, but your child knows what to expect in the morning, in the afternoon, and then at night.
Right, okay.
It's tough sometimes to break them out of those summer habits.
And I think
Dr.
really
Eli,
important is to tell people, don't be afraid or ashamed to call if they need help.
Like
Very
you said.
important.
Yeah, you shouldn't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dr. Eli.
Thank
See
you.
you guys
See
soon.
you next week.
Hey, when we come back, we're going to keep the phone lines open, 502-276-2118. Computer challenges and questions. KenSafe is here. Don't go away.
Good to see you.